Chief Wallabee. He might just be the best horse in the Kentucky Derby, and he almost didn't get in. Hey guys, I'm Marco D'Angelo for Wager Talk TV, and this is my continuing series of the 2026 Kentucky Derby preview. Today, we're going to take a look at Chief Wallabee. Chief Wallabee, as I said, might just be the best horse in the Kentucky Derby, but he almost didn't get in. He finished the season outside of the top 20 in points earned for the Kentucky Derby. So he needed a couple horses not to go to the Derby. And there's been a couple horses that have withdrawn from the Kentucky Derby, letting him get in. And why do I think he is a horse to be reckoned with, even though he didn't have enough points to qualify? Well, he's only had 3 career starts. In his first start as a maiden, he won a maiden special weight race. He came from behind, swooped the field in the stretch, and was very impressive. In that second start, trainer Bill Mott decided to put him straight into a stake race, and it was a big one. It was the Grade 2 Fountain of Youth race. And in that race, he ended up finishing second, which is incredible for a horse making his second start and only racing in a maiden race. In that race, he finished second to the horse named Commandment. Now, we all know about Commandment. He's won 4 races in a row and will be one of the Derby favorites, if not the favorite. But in that race, he only lost by a neck to Commandment. And if you go back and watch that race, you will see that Commandment got the best of the trip. Commandment shot up the inside and came through to win by a neck in the stretch, but he saved all the ground coming up the inside. Whereas Chief Wallabee had to go wide in that race in the turn and covered a lot more ground. And I also think that because Chief Wallabee was on the outside and Commandment came up the inside, I don't think Chief Wallabee actually saw the horse coming. And so often young horses, when they don't see a target in front of them, sometimes ease up thinking the race is over, that they accomplished what was needed to be done. That's called greenness or inexperience with a young horse. And that's clearly a possibility, only being his second lifetime start. Well, in his third start, he took on the big boys again. It was the Florida Derby. And in that race, he finished third. But who did he finish third to? Well, Commandment won that race, and the Puma finished second in that race. He only got beat a half a length in that race. Think about it. He is less than a length from being undefeated. He's had 3 career starts, a win, a second, and a third. Now, going back to that Florida Derby and him finishing third, if you watch that race, he was tucked down at the rail the entire race. He had a horse obviously in front of him, and he had a horse to his outside. He never had clear daylight in that race. He had to wait in the stretch to try to get out, and he had to move the horse sideways to get to the outside because he couldn't come up the rail. It didn't open up. He lost momentum going sideways to get out, whereas the Puma had to jump on him as Puma swooped the field to get to the front. Commandment then came up on his outside of him and got the jump on him to position on the outside. So he had to wait to move to the outside. And once he got to the outside, Commandment was already in full flight and he had to get in gear. The problem was when he did get in gear, he was in gear in between the Puma on his inside and Commandment on his outside. It was a narrow opening. I can tell you, I own racehorses and I breed racehorses, so I understand this. Young horses don't like to go through small openings. And I think that deterred him from getting his full stride, plus the fact that he lost his momentum going sideways. But he still was racing game to the finish line. I think with an open trip to the outside, he would have done much better in that race, or if he would have been able to come up the inside clean if it would have opened up. Now, in his 4th start, this is a horse that's gained experience in each of his 3 previous races. He's also had a 100 buyer speed figure and a 99 Beyer speed figure in his last 2 races. This shows that this horse is still on the improve. There's only a handful of horses that have even had a triple-digit Beyer figure this season. So it puts him right in contention with the top contenders. But he's not going to be bet like a top contender because he lost to the Puma. He lost to Commandment twice. And losing to the Puma, finishing 3rd behind him, if you go back to that maiden race, guess who he beat in that maiden race? His first start of his career. Yeah, it was the Puma. This horse is only getting better, and I think he's sitting on a big race going into the Kentucky Derby. One more key note with Chief Wallabee. Bill Mott made an equipment change after the Florida Derby. He's added blinkers to Chief Wallabee. This will get his attention and keep him more focused. And he has been training very well in the blinkers. Everything's adding up for a big run in the Kentucky Derby for a horse that's going to get lost on the tote board to some of the other favorites. If you like Commandment and you like the Puma, you got to like Chief Wallabee at a better price. Look for Chief Wallabee on Saturday, maybe to spring the big upset as a very live underdog. I'm Marco D'Angelo. If you like these videos, do us a favor. Hit the thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Why? Because you'll never miss a video from me. And I'm going to have videos, Kentucky Derby information on all of the horses leading right up to Kentucky Derby Day and Kentucky Derby week. Once they draw post positions, we'll be back with our big Kentucky Derby preview show where we break it all down for you. So be sure to hang out here on Wager Talk TV. I'll see you next time.